August 4th, 1892, 11:15 in the morning. The quiet of 92 2nd Street felt unnatural. The air inside the Borden house was thick, heavy, suffocating. Summer heat pressed against the walls, clinging to the furniture, crawling across the floors like something alive. Then a scream. Not loud, not frantic, just sharp enough to shatter the silence. Within 60 seconds, 32-year-old Lizzie Borden would report finding her father's butchered body slumped across the sitting room sofa. But what the jury would never truly hear, what history tried to bury beneath polite headlines and courtroom transcripts, was the truth of what really happened inside that house of horrors. This is the real story of Lizzie Borden. From the outside, 92 2nd Street looked ordinary, respectable, a modest home in a decent neighborhood. But inside those walls lived a family poisoned by secrets, resentment, and hatred. Andrew Jackson Borden was one of the wealthiest men in Fall River. His fortune exceeded $500,000, nearly $15 million today, yet he lived like a pauper. No indoor plumbing, no gas heating, barely any lighting. The family ate leftover mutton for breakfast. Andrew Borden was a miser of legendary proportions. He would rather watch his family suffer than spend a single unnecessary penny. This wasn't thrift. This was cruelty disguised as discipline. Lizzie was only 3 when her mother Sarah died. Too young to understand death, old enough to feel abandonment. She clung to her older sister Emma as their world collapsed. 3 years later, Andrew brought home a new wife, Abby Borden, a heavy-set woman with a severe face. From that moment, everything changed. Lizzie and Emma were expected to call her mother. Lizzie refused. Lizzie would only call her Mrs. Borden, always spoken with ice in her voice. For 27 years, she lived under the same roof as a woman she believed had stolen her mother's life. Every breakfast across from Abby built more rage. Resentment festered. Hatred grew like cancer. The house became a prison. Then in 1887, Andrew gave property to Abby's sister. Lizzie and Emma saw it as betrayal. Their inheritance, their future handed away. They stopped eating with their parents, stopped speaking to Abby, installed locks on their bedroom doors. The house split in two, parents downstairs, daughters upstairs. A Cold War settled over 92 2nd Street. 5 years of silence. 5 years of locked doors. 5 years of violence waiting for a spark. By summer 1892, that spark was coming. In July 1892, the entire household fell violently ill. Vomiting, stomach cramps, days of agony. Abby feared poisoning. She was right. On August 3rd, Lizzie calmly walked into a drugstore and asked for prussic acid, cyanide. When asked why, she said she wanted to clean a sealskin cape. The pharmacist refused. Lizzie showed no emotion. She simply turned and left. The poison plan had failed, but Lizzie had already decided. If poison wouldn't work, there were other ways. And in the basement hung several hatchets. Thursday, August 4th dawned brutally hot, over 100 degrees. The kind of heat that presses on your chest and makes people desperate. That morning, Andrew discussed money at breakfast. At 9, he left. Bridget washed windows. Uncle John departed. Only Abby and Lizzie remained. Abby went upstairs to make the guest bed. She bent over the mattress. Her back turned. She never heard the footsteps. She never saw the hatchet rise. The first blow crushed her skull. Then another. 18 times the blade fell. Long after Abby was dead, the attack continued. Blood soaked through the floorboards. Her face was destroyed beyond recognition. This wasn't just murder. This was rage. 27 years released in steel and bone. Then silence. For 90 minutes, life continued. Bridget washed windows. Lizzie ironed handkerchiefs. The house breathed while death settled inside. No panic. No screams. Just cold, calculated calm. Because the work wasn't finished. At 10:45, Andrew returned home early. He lay on the sofa and closed his eyes. He had no idea his wife lay butchered upstairs. He had no idea his daughter was waiting. Andrew Borden died in his sleep. 10 blows to the face. His eye split. His nose severed. His jaw shattered. Unlike Abby, who was killed from behind, Andrew was attacked from the front, his face deliberately destroyed. In that moment, everything he represented, control, power, domination, was erased in blood. At 11:10, it was over. 4 minutes later, Lizzie called out, calm as ice. "Maggie, come quick, father's dead. Somebody came in and killed him." Somebody, already building the lie. Bridget screamed. Lizzie did not. No tears. No blood. Her stories changed. Barn loft, yard pair, groan, silence. Dust showed no footprints. She had motive, means, opportunity. But Victorian society couldn't accept a woman capable of this. She fainted in court. An all-male jury saw innocence. Not guilty. Lizzie inherited everything. She bought a mansion, changed her name, lived in luxury. But Fall River never forgave. Whispers followed her. Friends vanished. Even Emma left. They never spoke again. Lizzie died in 1927. Emma followed 9 days later. Their secrets went with them. Today, tourists sleep in the murder rooms. They sit on replicas of the sofa. They ask the same question. Did Lizzie do it? The evidence is overwhelming. Yet officially, she was innocent. She lived 35 more years. 35 years of freedom purchased in blood. Was it worth it? Only Lizzie knew. And she never told. Want more dark Victorian secrets? Subscribe now and don't miss the next twisted tale from history's shadows.